law. And I have in front of me a humongous list of speakers. Aileen Fisher, are you first? And you have a group, I believe, it says here.
My name is Eileen Fisher. I live at 2857 South 152nd Street in SeaTac. Madam Mayor and Council, I am here tonight to address Mr. Habe's accusations that were presented before you 2 weeks ago against my husband, Deputy Mayor Fisher. I will be as brief as possible, but due to the complexities of my response to these false accusations, I will run over my allotted time.
Would you move the microphone a little towards?
Sure, you bet.
Thank you.
I will run over my allotted minutes for my group. I will run over my allotted minutes, but I do have a group here tonight. Would you please stand up? There's also another group signed up to speak, and I believe they've also stood up. So if the mayor doesn't mind, we will give our, or if you don't mind, I will be taking their time. For the past several months, my husband, Deputy Mayor Gene Fisher, has been in Oregon commercial fishing, conducting city business at sea at his expense, and driving home for committee and council meetings also at his expense. During this time, I lived alone in North SeaTac and had been harassed many times in stores, called names, told to get out of the way, and several times purposely blocked while trying to back out of parking spaces, I presume just because I am a woman. I am literally being driven out of my own neighborhood and city to shop after living here for over 30 years. And then I read Othman Habe's Facebook page, where he fabricated false statements about a dedicated businessman and the Republican Party closing Bow Lake Mobile Home Park, preying on the fears of our senior citizens who live there, some of who are my friends, and it was the last straw for me. When Mr. Habe read the email 2 weeks ago, he didn't read the attachment, which contained a copy of his Facebook posting. On September 5th, 2011, I, Eileen Fisher, not Gene Fisher, wrote that email to Julia Patterson and Mia Gregerson. I don't regret what I wrote, but I do regret being passionate rather than professional in word choices. But there isn't one taxpayer in SeaTac that isn't frustrated about what has been going on in our city for the past 10 years. I would love to have signed my name for years when I have wanted to write letters to the newspapers or come here as I am tonight to speak before the council. As a citizen, Deputy Mayor Fisher has told me, no, you can't do that while I'm in office. Right or wrong, what you do or say reflects on me. It would frustrate me because I am also a citizen of SeaTac with the same rights as everyone else. The city of SeaTac did not buy our computer or modem, Mr. Habe, nor has it paid for our internet access for the last 6 months, and here is the paperwork to prove it. My computer came with a full version of Microsoft Office software. If the city put its own version or licensed my software, I had no knowledge, and most likely neither did Deputy Mayor Fisher. I am, however, requesting the city software and or the licensing of our software be removed from my personal computer. I wrote a personal email directed to only 2 people, Mia Gregerson and Julia Patterson. Thus, it is obvious that one of those 2 chose to make this public and was the friend Mr. Habe said sent him the email, proving a couple of my remarks. So it is not hard to see who is behind Mr. Habe in this latest witch hunt. He is now requesting all of the Deputy Mayor's financial records and expense accounts for the last 10 years and all of his emails. There are other council members involved as well. I know who they are. They know who they are. But this time you won't hear them complain about the tremendous cost of this batch of public records requests for the taxpayers. 2 weeks ago, when Mr. Habe spoke in this council chamber, he stated that calling other council members' names is disrespectful to fellow council members and mistreatment of one council member by another and has no place in our city. He is absolutely right. It is a matter of public record that 12,000 city emails have been reviewed that were written mostly by one council member to city staff using city equipment during business hours denigrating other council members and private citizens while supporting their 2009 candidates and opposing the 2009 change of government campaign. Public disclosure requests were submitted, and I have recently received copies of some of these emails. This stack of papers before me is just a small sampling of these emails. It would take 5.5 cases of paper or 55 reams to print all of the emails, but I am just going to read a small sampling. Be sure to keep track of the cast of characters in these emails as they are all still in play today. Listen carefully. Some are examples of the denigration of council members and citizens, while others are blatant violation of RCW 4252-180, titled, The Use of Public Resources for Political Campaigns. From Mia Gregerson to Kristen Boone, oh my God, this coffee chat stuff is way whacked out. The people out there must be drinking toilet water or are in the late stages of syphilis. From Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt, I have asked Tom to step to the side and redirect his research to the official website. It's so out of control, I wish we could sue his ass. Did you know us council are each getting sued? I have never been sued before. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. I figured you might know what it was about. I wish you could, too. I have never hated people so much. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Sued? Personally or under director's operator's insurance? Either way, it really sucks. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. Yes, each of us council are getting sued. I don't know why they wanted a restraining order. It got denied, and obviously little Doris has nothing else to do but picket and come to our boring council meetings. Claudia Dickinson to Orrin Hadler. I would like to be able to use your Family Resource Center for a community meeting on SeaTac's form of government. Claudia Dickinson to Dave Bush wanted to get this notice to you. The date we scheduled for the community meeting is Tuesday, 7/21 at 7 p.m. From Dave Bush to Colleen Brandt, read below, who is this guy? And it looks like some of Ricky Pooh's friends. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson, do you know anything about this? Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt, this is the opposition group. Orrin is a very good friend of mine. He was one of the folks at that Saturday morning event I spoke about. Dave needs to go. These are our peeps. Be careful about any city email that refers to the change of government. RCW 4252-180, the use of public resources for political campaigns. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson, why was Steve Beck giving you a bad time? Good for Scott. Tell him he has our voice too, so he needs to be there for you. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt, oh geez, yes Steve, Scott called him caustic. He was too. Stating that he would only help with the change of government if I promised to bring out at a council meeting that we would fire 5 department heads. It was so totally obnoxious. To make it worse, Julia started him off by stating that she wanted a promise from the council if they took any stand on fighting this change of government. Way too early on Saturday morning to be hearing this kind of stuff. From Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson, wow, caustic, that is pretty harsh. But even more so is that they think they can demand you do things in order to get their help. That is crappy politics. Julia, what does she want? She knows better. Geez, you can't fight everything, change everything at once, so they need to put first things first here. On March 31st, 2010, Leonard Luna wrote an email to City Council and CC'd, he wrote it to Lisa Ellis and CC'd City Council and several other citizens. And he was writing an email about a future coffee chat. Mia Gregerson responded with one word, lunatic. Mia Gregerson to Colleen on that same day, I'm going to hell. I just sent on accident a one-word email to Mr. Luna. It was an accidental response to a crazy email that said lunatic. I so did not mean to do that. I really am going to hell. If you never see me again, it's because he came over to my house and shot me. From Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson, oh my God, that darn reply to all. He is crazy, though. Did you actually send it to him? Just that one word, lunatic? Call me if I need to get the police for you. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt, I am going to Mr. Luna's house tomorrow. If he knocks me off, make Tony carry the torch. From Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson, and this is dated January 25th, 2010, 3 months before that accidental one-word email. Oh my God, Terry interviewed Leonard Luna today for Planning Commission, and he was all nicey nice to her, and she said he is super. We really need to find a good spot for him. Are you kidding me? Sorry I missed you at the gym if you were there. Mia Gregerson to Colleen, Leonard Luna, the lunatic? Oh geez, it's so hard to work with Terry because she's ultra-sensitive. Pat Patterson to Mia Gregerson. I heard via Jean that Rick was going to run. Since Rick and Earl are pals, how is that going to work? I think almost anyone could run against Earl and win. Another overinflated ego. Mia Gregerson to Pat Patterson. Don't know about Rick and Earl. They both have personalities like a cactus. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. Rick F. has scheduled a meeting with me prior to the HS meeting Monday night. He says he has some ideas, and when I asked for hints so I could prepare, he said, no, I don't think you need to prepare anything. I am hoping he is resigning. I should be so lucky, that's it. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. I hope we can get that little termite out of your Human Services Committee chair spot. He worries me. Mia Gregerson to Pat Patterson. Panel for Terry. Yes, that would sit right in front of her. Thinking of a little 2x4 that has lights and names under the light. When the light lights up, it means that council member wants to speak. She'll have to reset it when the issue is over. The council members will have to have something to push to prompt the light to go on. Maybe a little shock treatment with that, too. Mia Gregerson to Lisa Ellis. I just tried to call you, but you were busy. I would like to speak with you about COG. RCW. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt, Tony Anderson, Pat Patterson, and Lisa Ellis. See way below. One should be concerned that Fernald is pushing for Kovacs so hard. Maybe it's not time to completely think she has turned over a new leaf. Just a thought. Pat, please tell your wife. I spoke to her last night about Fernald. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. I am going to take up more of your day and send you an email I just sent about this whole replacement of an ad hoc committee member. It's just ridiculous how much time we spend on this kind of BS. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. It is ridiculous how much time it takes to answer to quacks and people who can't work together. Love the swearing. Laugh out loud. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. Let me know if I have gone off my rocker. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. Well, I think you were bravely honest. I think Pam is the one off her rocker. From Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. Oh my God, you have to look at this website. If you think what you know of Rick now is weird, check out this site for his consulting company. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. My brain was starting to swell as I read that big old paper. Could you imagine trying to work with him as a council member? Scary. I forwarded the email to link to Jonathan. Thanks for the info. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. I know, he gets more insane by the moment. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. The guy needs to take a one-way flight somewhere deep into Mexico. From Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson, a one-way flight to Siberia. From Mia Gregerson to Colleen, Siberia or the Congo. Mia Gregerson to Pat Patterson. Earl came back up to make sure he could respond to my no more campaigning comment. What a dork. Did you hear he wants to be the strong mayor? I think I could even run successfully against him. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. I received a phone call from New Futures, and they are looking for a council member to serve on their scholarship review committee. They give scholarships to their graduating seniors. They really want a SeaTac council member. They want a recommendation from me, and I don't know who I should recommend or how to handle this.
Sure, that's 10 minutes.
And I have a second group who's willing to give me their time.
I wasn't aware that we allowed second groups.
Yes, we do under our statute. We do.
May I continue, Mayor Anderson?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. Let me know how this turns out. Of course, I really wish you would pick me, but I don't want to be a pig. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. I would, of course, pick you. That's why I sent it to you. We'll let you know what I find out, and we can strategize. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. I was at council last night and was surprised you weren't on the phone like Jean was. Although I was sitting in front of the neighbors without borders group who are making snide comments about how much they, the taxpayer, are paying for, they were making all kinds of noises. Then, of course, my Catholic Community Services folks talked about rental and utility assistance, and you could hear them again. They kind of shut up when they talked about volunteer chore services helping elderly. Sheesh, Mia, I hate them. I know that is strong, but they disgust me so much. I can't stand their noises and their rolling of the eyes when anyone is talking other than Jean. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. Dave will be a great worker bee if he is told specifically what to do, but otherwise he struggles with keeping momentum. He just needs people to give him a plan. Good, you are getting Jonathan out there. Need him to be visible all over. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. I have Dave and Jonathan meeting too. I am hopeful that Rotary will put a forum together. Do you think it's too early to get a firefighter endorsement? We want to beat Rick to that one. I am going to work on meeting with NLC pastor, and maybe he can put a forum together too. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. Pastor Gary is a good idea. He is Dave's pastor. Go after the firefighter endorsement. Can you do Barry, Tony, and Jonathan? Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. Oh, good idea. We will get all three endorsed at the same time. Good call, girlie. Well, that plan worked well. All three were endorsed. Mia Gregerson to John Gallup. I am wondering if we can get together and chat. I would like to discuss candidate Jonathan Standridge to you. He is running against Rick Forschler. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. I felt bad for Chris during Jean's diatribe. He totally laid the blame on Chris for bringing this issue to the level it was, and I was so appalled that Jean would say that out loud in public against a fellow council member. It was so unprofessional and wrong in my book. Unprofessional and wrong. Kind of like these emails. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. It's a bit crazy right now trying to put together a steering committee for the opposition for the change of government. It's frustrating that the same old people have to keep doing all of the legwork, hoping that others will rise to the occasion. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. Can you help me get the contact information for the leaders in the Somali community and the African-American lady you mentioned earlier? I will be calling them about the change of government issue. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. Can't believe the front of the Highline Times. We have to get busy on this counter-response. I know you feel like you are pushing the boulder uphill. Thank you for all your hard work. I will help however you need me. From Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. I have not seen the Highline Times. Hope you are doing okay over there in City Hall hell. Joe Van to Mia Gregerson. I was at the council meeting last night and thought that it was very informative, but felt there was a lot of tension going on between council members. Has this been going on for a while? Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. See Joe's email below. I already responded to this, just passing this through you so you know what he was thinking from last night's meeting. I let him know that we as council are actually working very well together, and that it's the citizens and one council member who is trying to slander the rest of us. Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. Yes, call me. He called me as well, and I said the very same thing. He didn't realize that the deputy mayor was pushing to be the strong mayor. It made much more sense how people were aligned and connected when that was shared. He understands the lay of the land now. Mia Gregerson to Pat Patterson. Someone put up a Prop 1 sign on the corner of 37th and 188th and then took Tony's sign down, thinking Earl was on the loose early Saturday. The Prop 1 sign is yellow. Maybe we want to change ours to red on white. They are red on white, by the way. I have one more email that I would like to read. You will just bear with me. I'm sorry. Yes, here it is. Dave Bush to Colleen Brandt. Oh, I didn't tell you. Well, get this. I was over at Tyee at lunch doing my thing, supervising the students, and as I was leaving, I noticed this elderly man near the dumpsters. He was taking out black garbage bags from his very large, expensive blue Dodge Ram pickup and putting them into the Tyee dumpster. I strolled over to see who it was. His wife in the truck waved with a smile, and lo and behold, it was Gene Fisher, our SeaTac deputy mayor, dumping his garbage into the Tyee dumpster to save a dime. Nothing like screwing the district and the city. Amazing. From Colleen Brandt to Mia Gregerson. I just had to send this your way. Laugh out loud. Sheesh. Mia Gregerson to Colleen Brandt. What a dork. As the wife who was in that blue Dodge pickup, I want to let you know that we have a garbage can on our porch with a garbage sack in it that we put our recyclable paper in. And when it's full, we take it to Tyee High School, and it is a designated paper recycling place. And I believe this school makes money when people take their papers there. But after reading an email like that, I'm not so sure I want to do that anymore. I know that most staff and council members were not involved, but what has happened to the integrity of our city? As a taxpayer, I would like to know how much time and taxpayer money has been spent by city staff writing all of these emails, violating RCWs when they are supposed to be working for us. Thank you for your time.
I'm sorry, applause is not in order here. I don't know what to say, but thank you, somebody.
Thank you, Mayor, council member, audience. I chose to speak this night. I didn't know there would be so many people here. But I just returned from Haiti, and I spoke my piece a little bit at the Planning Commission the other night. But I'm glad that I was born in the United States of America, where there is order, where there's a sense of rules about the road, and a sense of caring about one's environment. And I wondered why our country had placed these rules in place to make it a great country. And one of the reasons I felt in Haiti, and as you can read their history, is because of corruption. And one of the corruptions is taking of properties and calling it your own. Many of you were with me at a recent Chamber of Commerce meeting where the Director of Aviation was encouraging the City Council, the SeaTac City Council, to, as I call it, they were conspiring to take away the entrepreneurial and the private property ownership of other people's property. You know, I felt that same thing, only at that time it was Sound Transit, the city of SeaTac, and the port of Seattle trying to take my property away. And that is corruption. You're hearing some other corruptions. To keep our country great, we have got to start not having this type of corruption seep into our governments. Thank you.
Thank you, Doris. It's been pointed out to me that there are some people left that I have. Junie?
Yeah. I'm a little bit torn whether I should speak out or not, but that's never kept me from speaking out. I'm a little disgusted, to be honest with you. I'm unhappy, I'm disappointed, and I don't think there's a darn thing we can do about it right now. I am getting so sick and tired of public disclosure requests, where people are going and asking for whatever. They're asking for people's emails, or asking for people's business records, and I'm tired of it. I think it's just a waste of the citizens' money for us to have to go through all these records. I'll bet we spent $100,000 on one public disclosure request, and now there's another one out there that's going to cost us thousands more. And what is it there for? It's to dig up mud. It's to dig up mud. And I got to tell you, it's legal. It's legal. It's legal. It's lawful. But does it do anybody any good? Is it the right thing to do? I don't think what we heard tonight, unfortunately, that's just the starting salvos. The genie's kind of out of the lamp since somebody already did it, and somebody said something, dug up some mud on somebody. Somebody else is going to do it, and they're going to dig up mud on somebody else. And what we're going to end up with is the citizens are going to spend thousands and thousands. They have already spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And because it is legal. It is legal. Again, is it the right thing to do to spend citizens, taxpayers' money to dig up dirt and throw it at somebody? What we're going to have is a whole bunch of dirty candidates up here. And if we're voting for people, I look at the timing of this thing, and it has to have something to do with the election. I'm not saying what, but again, we're going to have a bunch of dirty candidates, and people are going to end up voting for the least dirty person up here. And I don't think that's what the citizens want. They don't want us to spend thousands of dollars to, I don't think the citizens want to spend thousands of dollars to help candidates dig up mud. I would like to know.
Councilmember
Am I
Anderson?
getting close?
You're there.
Let me stop then. Let
Well,
me take
you
a
can
step
speak
back.
you can speak to your opinions about the public disclosure request and the fact that you believe that they're not doing anything constructive, but you need to not talk about candidates or
Duly noted.
voting.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Actually, may I ask, we know that Mr. Othman did a public disclosure request.
Correct.
Who else have we gotten public disclosure requests on from?
From when to when?
Oh, for the last year.
You'll need to do a public disclosure request.
We've had public disclosure requests relating to K&S. We've got public disclosure
From whom is actually what I'm looking for.
from Attorney Houlihan, I believe.
Anybody else?
We've got public disclosure requests from Michael Siefkees, requesting Councilmember Gregerson's emails.
Anybody else?
No, in Councilmember Anderson, and I obviously said that in jest, and I apologize, but I mean, each week we get 3 or 4 pages worth of public disclosure requests that are kind of our running tab. So she's mentioning some of them to you, but we have probably, I don't know, Christina, 50 on the list right now that we're fulfilling.
Duly noted. Duly noted. I think it bears mentioning, however, that almost everybody who's running for office this time has made a public disclosure request. And I think, except for Sandra, God bless you.
Of course, we're not talking about anybody who's
No.
running.
Nor did I.
No, I mean, you're just talking about public disclosures.
That's correct.
Okay.
And again, it's disappointing. It's sad that we have to spend taxpayers' money to dig up mud. I don't think there's anything we're going to do about it now, but I said my piece.
Well, you just gonna
Well,
say
I've
dinner?
been rolling my eyes so much that I think I'm going to have to start wearing sunglasses. I have no comment.
About me?
Mr. Fisher.
Well, I don't have a problem with all my records getting drug out, but I want to address this that Mr. Habay has left. It's, you know, that you're young and well-spoken. You could be a positive asset to this community. And I didn't read your Facebook, but I've been told you switched your occupation from a cab driver to a politician. You may have taken a few classes on politics, but I do not believe the University of Washington is teaching your approach. As someone that is old enough to be your father and maybe your grandfather, I'd like to give you a little fatherly advice. You may make a name for yourself for a short period by jumping to conclusions, dispersing misinformation, and trashing prominent individuals in the community for your own, or more likely others' political goals. But I can assure you this is a losing proposition. People soon will ignore you, or worse, sue you, either of which is not beneficial to you or our community. A rumor has been spread, well, actually it's a lie, that I'm moving out of town, and that's completely false. I'll be here a long time, Mr. Habay. So anytime you would like to sit down man to man and talk about what we can do to make this a better community, I will gladly make myself available. Thank you.